Okay, so if you've been in our community for long enough, you probably know Sam Does Art. And you probably may or may not have seen this video. Well, today we're going to be doing basically the same thing, which means we first need to get our color palette from this place. Here are the steps for what we're doing today. Okay, so we generated a color palette and now we're going to go to Procreate, and then we have our little image here, and this is all of the layers. And yeah, I kind of separated parts of the sketch because there are some parts that I'm actually going to use as line art. So that's why some of this is separated and some of it I will still end up going over. So yes, we're going to import our color palette. Okay, I've got my color palette off to the side, and now I'm going to go to settings, and then accessibility, and then we go to color filters. There you go. Color filters, grayscale. Okay, so first I'm gonna clean up the sketch, do a little bit of liner, and then we'll get into the coloring. And this flower specifically has really thick lines, right? So I go to like this magic wand thingy, liquify. Like usually it's automatically set somewhere here, but I try to go smaller. And then you will kind of just go over here, go over that line that you want to change, and it'll kind of like thin it out. Okay, so I finished the line art now, so now I'm going to start blocking in all of my colors. I like to outline the section that I want to fill in, kind of drag this color dot and drop it. Okay, I finished the skin, so now we're going to go ahead and do the hair. We will start off with something like this. Okay, so I got all the base colors down. I also added a few of the little face markings that my OC has. That way we know it's her, you know? And yes, I'll be doing a full introduction of this OC very soon. So now I'm gonna work on the hair, on rendering the hair. And for the hair, I'm thinking of using these 3 colors, whatever they are. My OC's character design, her hair is relatively dark colors, so I want to stick around with these 3 colors. I guess they make a good group, you know, dark, middle, and light. And with the magic of editing, we're going to speed up this process. Okay, I think the hair looks pretty okay now. I like to add a couple of loose flying strands. So as you can see, I already have a couple of loose flying strands here and there already, but I personally, with this kind of like messy bun style that I've given her and the loose wavy waves over here, I'm going to add a little bit more of the looser strands. And try not to, you know, like that, make strokes like that. You want to go in one long harmonious stroke. Less is more. Less is more. It'll look more natural. Now I'm just doing some skin rendering, adding some form to her overall face. Okay, so I might have gone a little bit overboard on making the different dark and light on this side. I don't know why, but when you look at it, just like this half, it looks like she's, you know, a dark villainess with like evil plans in her head. So I just want to show the difference between when it is rendered versus when it is not. So this is when it is not rendered. This is when it is rendered. So do you see the difference that rendering can make? And also like the values are super important in this case because we can see her form there. To be honest, throughout this whole coloring process, I've been feeling like something is off with her face. something about her eyes or something, but we're just gonna keep pushing. We're just gonna push towards the finish, guys. Otherwise, I'm gonna be adding more whips to my collection, and I'd rather not. Now we are going to see the reveal. Okay, so let's go to settings, and then we're gonna turn off color filters. Let's see how it turned out. Oh my god. No. Okay, the eyes don't look bad. The eyes look pretty good. The eye area looks relatively okay. Like, at least this one looks relatively okay. Her skin is an interesting color. Very interesting color. I just realized, I forgot I put a vibrant blue in there. Wow. She's so off-putting. Guys, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know, I think the color combination just wasn't the best. I would like to try this challenge again, to be honest. Maybe with a different color palette for sure. Although some parts of the drawing didn't feel quite right, like something felt kind of wonky with the eyes, I ended up going back anyway and doing it with the correct colors for my OC because I just liked the overall concept of it. So here's a time lapse of me doing that. I'll also be posting the finished version on my Instagram, which you can find in the description below. Oh, and fun fact, by the way, I originally had like 30 minutes of footage and voiceover, and I ended up cutting it down to like 7 minutes, 36 seconds. And like the whole time I was editing, I think my phone was just like dying because it was like glitching a little bit on the software because I'm using CapCut, right? And it was glitching a little bit, so I think it's kind of overwhelmed by all the footage and audio, so I did cut out some stuff, which was why some things might seem a little weird, I guess, but I'll be working to improve on that. So as I'm starting to render, I'm kind of thinking about which part do I want to prioritize. Like, do I want to focus on bringing rendering and attention to detail on the side that has like the light on it, or on the darker side with the shadows? Ultimately, I chose to work on the side where there's a lot of light and do less on areas where there's more shadow. That way, it's not too overwhelming for the viewer. I have an upcoming video where I'll show how to do very basic lighting and shadow in Procreate, so please look forward to that and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Alright, here is the before rendering, and here is the after rendering. Alright, thanks for watching. See you soon.